So guys, this is a free session on Azure data engineering. So this is just for you to guys to it's a workshop where you guys can ask me questions and we can make it very interactive. So this is only for us, for you guys, for your benefit only. And if you want to take a complete course, you can contact us, IT Talent Hub, and we can help you to give a full training. But this is only specific topic that we are talking about data engineering. Okay. Please feel free to stop me at any point of time if you are not clear on anything. Okay, please make it very interactive so that I will feel like I can give you more knowledge. And coming back to me, I am Sriram Angajala. Actually, I worked as a lead data engineer in Sainsbury's, UK. And I got a lot of experience dealing with Azure data pipelines and cloud infrastructure and whole DevOps. So I'm based in UK with more than 12 years experience working with different companies. Okay, so we can start with this Azure data pipeline. So just one question to start with. Do you guys know what is a data factory? Anyone? Anyone know what is a data factory?
No idea, sir.
Okay. So yeah, okay. So to start with, today we will cover data factory and we'll cover the pipeline. And we actually run the pipeline and we will trigger the pipeline manually, and we can trigger the pipelines using a scheduler, and we'll see how the activity is running. Okay. So first thing first, what is a pipeline? So first thing, guys, if you looking into this data engineering, there is a concept called ETL. Anybody know what is ETL here?
Extract, transform, and load.
Extract, transform. Okay, so what are we extracting, transforming, and loading here?
So basically, we are extracting data, raw data, to use it for various analytics.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? What is ETL? Or just idea about ETL? Okay, if you don't know that, then ETL is extra transportation of data from a source to destination. Okay, so here, any kind of application that we take, there will be multiple data sources. Okay, so there are multiple data sources. So transforming the data from one data source to other data source using a particular process is called ETL. So now this Azure data pipeline is nothing but it creates a data, it creates a pipeline. Means example, you have a house, you have a water tank, and you have a shower. So moving the water from water tank to somewhere in the shower, and from shower it goes to your maybe commode tank, and from there it goes to somewhere else. So that is all called pipeline. Pipe means you have got a pipe and it's a pipeline. So any data flowing from one source to destination should be properly done through a process. And that process of sending the data from A to B is called ETL. Okay, so example, the data sources are multiple data sources. Okay, so you have multiple data sources. Okay, so can you guys tell me what are the different sources of data where we can store the data? Anybody? Like I think there are some new people.
Databases.
Yeah.
Maybe a storage
Okay.
account?
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the data sources are databases. What else? Where else we can store the data?
CSV files.
Okay.
Storage
Yeah.
accounts?
Storage accounts. Very good. Anybody else where we can store the data?
Cloud storage.
No, cloud, that is again, you need to store somewhere, right? So I'm talking about the destination of the data storage.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody else, guys? You got just open, like
You
just open your
extract
mind.
data from table storage in storage accounts or event hubs?
Storage, okay. Table storage, yeah. Okay, fine.
Queue storage.
Queue storage, yeah. Okay, yeah. Queue storage, yeah. I mean, temporarily that will be in the queue, which is like Kafka or something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Is events hubs a storage place?
Yeah. Event hubs again. Event hub is like through a is like a temp storage, to be very honest. Okay, but yeah, they are like cache or something that holds and it generates. Okay. Anything else? Any other data storages? Can you guys even this Microsoft Word is a storage, right? I can store the data. That right now, whatever you are saying, if I'm saving the data, it can be right. So on the Word is also a storage data. Do you agree?
Data lake?
No, data lake is like a lake of data, but it will have something like a it will have some sources of data. But I'm telling the end, the actual our like the sources, the destination of the data. So can we say example, it is MongoDB, and MongoDB, where the MongoDB will store the files, guys. For example, Facebook. So where the Facebook data is stored, it's not in a relational database. It is not in a DB. So example, MongoDB, where is the data stored in MongoDB? Can anyone guess?
Containers.
Containers is different. That is like Docker containers. So that's a different thing. So MongoDB in memory, yes, it is in memory, but from a data point of view, the MongoDB stores the data in a plain text JSON files. Okay, so JSON files is one of the storage. Like you can store the data, and one of the best use case of this is MongoDB. Facebook, all the data. If you don't believe the why you are able to retrieve so much of data in Facebook and Instagram, it is not relational database. It is from a plain text. That is why these NoSQL databases are very much famous. Okay. Similarly, Excel. Do you agree that Excel is a storage of data?
Yes. Tables.
Excel, yeah, tables. And in main big companies, guys, think like HMRC and those kind of big companies, the data is it is the data is the example how much tax you paid or how much tax you actually been owed. This whole data is huge data, and that data is stored somewhere. But how the transformation happened every day, how you can read the data coming from a different files, and they use a mechanism called huge DAT files. Okay, the files itself called a plain text DAT files, and it look like a plain text files, but it look like this. Okay, it's a simple data text file, but they mostly use the data in the text file to the transformation. So DAT files is also a text files is also a source of saving the data. Okay, now why I'm talking all these things is, what is ETL? What you're creating a pipeline? Pipeline in Azure is nothing but you create a pipeline between two data sources. One is the source and one is the destination. If you can able to do this, source and destination. So okay, so think that destination. Okay, so if you are able to create a pipeline, this is called the pipeline. If you're able to create a pipeline between the source and destination data sources, it can be anything. If you are a data engineer, guys, if you're looking for the jobs, you should not say that I only know SQL, I don't know anything else. Nowadays, if you are a data engineer, you should be able to handle anywhere. So you should know MS SQL, you know MongoDB, you should know Kafka, you need to know Power BI, and you should know a bit of how to read the data from a data files, which is using Python programming. So you should know able to play around like a magical man by you actually able to play around with the data. So now that is the reason why you should know all these different things. So you should be able to handle data anywhere based on the business requirement. You should be able to say that don't worry, guys. Example, if you go to British Telecom, example BT, and they said that their data is in somewhere remote location. Example, the data is saved in some server, mainframe server, for an example. Okay, and they say that we want to convert the data from mainframes to, maybe they want to save the data into Azure. I think somebody said Azure Cloud. Okay, DB. So if you have this as a challenge, and they said that I hired you because you have to create a data pipeline between mainframes and Azure DB, because they want to make all digitalized and cloud based, and because mainframes is more of a servers that is sitting somewhere, so they want to convert that data which is stored in mainframes, and they want to transfer that data into a cloud DB. So this is the kind of challenges that you will get when you're a data engineer. Okay, so any of you can you guys tell me, if this is your ask when you join a job, what do you do? What is the first thing that you do, or how do you handle this problem? How do you give a solution for this?
First, we see what kind of data is there at the source.
Read the source. Very good. What is that is first step. So you need to read the source. You need to understand your source data. Okay, fine. Next, anybody else? What is the next step? Just guess, guys. We need to understand the mainframes. And after that, what do you do?
Segregation.
Segregate the data. So it's more of data cleaning. Okay. Anyone give a guess? Just give some random, anything. Maybe we can say create SQL file. Just talk about data, that's it, anything. Or say that I will download the file into a local machine. Anything is fine. Just tell anything.
Find out how much data is there, how much capacity.
Data is story. Okay, very good, very nice. What is your name?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, anybody else? Anything?
And how much, and how the destination should be viewed as.
How the destination. Okay. Okay, thanks. Anyone else? Just guess.
Who should access the data?
Okay, security. Okay. Okay, very good, guys. I think you are very close. I think there are some more things, but I will tell. Perfectly fine. So we need to read the source. And the first thing that anybody will do is, as you said, this is all correct. And also you will ask for data model diagram. Okay, of source, and you will ask the data model diagram of destination, right? Because destination, the purpose of the destination can be not like we just want to migrate the data, but they want to extract the data. Because maybe British Telecom thought they want to create a advanced pipeline for the CEOs to see where is the who are the customers who are not paying the bills, for an example. That is a simple situation, because now having the data in the databases, we can do anything. So I want to see who are the customers, how many customers are not paying the bills, so that they want to give that to a third party company to collect instead of British Gas trying to collect that. So they want to make $1 million destination decision to see if we want to collect the failure cases ourselves, which is 1 million. And if the cases, if the pending is 5 million, then they think, okay, it is better to collect 5 million. We give 2 million to some other company. Instead of we investing 1 million, we put 2 million to other company, and then they will give us all 5 million back because they have a success rate, or maybe they give 4 million. So you got 4 million dues. If you invest 1 million, you are getting only 1 million. If you invest 2 million, you are getting 4 million. So which one you will do? Which will go to 1 million investment or 2 million investment? If you are a British Gas owner, will you invest 2 million and get 4 million, or will you invest 1 million and get 1 million? What do you do? Option A or option B?
We'll look for the double amount when we invest something.
Yes, Vani. Perfect. Yeah, that's what you will do. So yes, you will do 2 million investment. For that to happen, they need to know what is the dues, which is, I'm telling 4 million. So where the information is coming, for that, they need to read the data from the mainframes and put the data into a destination DT. And then from there, you can summarize and create some Power BI report. So to that project, which they are ready to invest 1 million, so they will hire some data engineers like you and ask you to create the pipeline. So now what you will do, perfect. Now what you will do, you know the source and your destination, and this is what you need to create. Okay, to that there are multiple tools in online available, because but here it's very nice that they said they want the source destination to be Azure. So I would normally prefer to go to Azure Data Factory. Now the actual thing starts. What is Azure Data Factory? It is a pipeline tool which helps to create a pipeline on the cloud, even without having any coding skills. Okay, that's the beauty of Data Factory. Data Factory is a tool using Azure. You can create a data pipeline without any coding skills. Previously, you need to write Python programming or Java, which creates a JDBC connection, and then you read the data, write a small Java program, and then you create an SQL statement within that. You can run the SQL and then you do it. Okay, or read the data. But now we don't need to do it. That is the advantage of using Azure data pipelines or Azure data. That's the reason why I like so much of Azure, because it helps you to, you don't need to write the coding skills. Without coding skills, you can create a Azure data factory. Okay, so now, right now, if you see my screen, guys, please be alert. Next half an hour will finish. Just half an hour, please focus on this. You can see here, I created a small pipeline, and the pipeline is this. Okay, I will show this step. I will explain this step by step. But you can see here, this is a small pipeline, and this pipeline is having a source, and it have a sink, which is nothing but your destination. So it got source and sink. So now the data, and using without any coding skills, I can create a pipeline. I can run the pipeline also. Okay, so that level of what you called flexibility that this Azure people are giving, and that is our topic today. Okay, so now going back, what is Azure Data Factory? Question time. What is an Azure Data Factory, guys? Anyone?
It is a tool used to create pipeline from a source to a cloud, Azure cloud.
Okay. Okay. So what can Azure pipeline can do?
It is used to extract data from the source to the Azure cloud.
Very good.
And
Okay.
it can be done without any coding.
Excellent. Okay. Okay. So what is ETL, guys? Anyone except Dilip?
Extraction, transformation, loading.
Okay. So what is a source and what is a destination? Data source. Anyone? Or maybe give an examples of sources, give examples of destination. Anyone?
So source can be anything, Excel or any text file, MongoDB, you said. And destination should be Azure cloud, because as we are using here Azure cloud pipeline.
Very good. Okay, it can be anything. Yes. Okay. Okay. So what is a data model? Anyone? What is a data model? Okay, I think this is not I covered, but data model is nothing but a diagram of which it shows whole table structures of a relational database. So if you got like multiple tables, employee, payroll, blah, 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 all these tables with a structure and their data types is called data model. And that will give the overall view of how the data model, like how the data base look like. In that you may have million records, but what is the model is what data model. And that is one of the important key factor for this. Okay, guys, I'm not making it very complicated. It's very simple. But what I'm trying to do here today is a simple concept for you to explain, understand what is Azure data pipeline. Okay, so now what we should do. This is a small thing, guys. This is very simple. So what we are trying to do here today, as a part of our workshop, we have source as a CSV file, sorry, TXT file, and the destination that we will create is a database. Okay, SQL. So what we will be trying to do, we have some data in text files. Listen carefully. We have the data in text files, and we want to read the data and keep it in a SQL database. So we want to extract the data from text files and transform and load into a destination data source, which is nothing but SQL database. So we are going from A to B. A is text file, B is database. So the text file, for example, it looks very simple. Okay, so this is just a simple employee database. You can see here there is an employee first name, last name, and we go to. And I mean, I want to make it simple, guys. In the real time, you may have 100 columns and million records, but doesn't matter. The process is same. Okay. So now, if I have this employee thing, and what I want to do, I want to see this data into an SQL query, SQL table. So if I put select star from employee, then I should see these two records. Then my workshop is done. Okay, and if you are able to do that by yourself, you already are a data engineer. And if you learn all these theory parts, definitions of data engineering, database and all, but theoretically you know something. Okay, so on top of that, if you learn a bit of Power BI, a bit of Python programming, you should be able to get a very good opportunities in data engineering roles. Data engineering is one of the steps before you become an AI engineer, and AI engineer is the next thing in the world. To become an AI engineer, you should be a data engineer, and to become a data engineer, you should know advanced data pipelines, which is Azure, which I'm talking today. But if you learn something around all these things, you can become a very good data engineer, and you can become a very good AI engineer. Okay, so that will help you, but I don't want to talk in detail about all these things. Just let's stick to the topic. Okay, now to create this pipeline to this challenge of this, so first of all, you need to have an Azure subscription, and what we use is we create a small blob storage. Blob storage is nothing but like a S3 bucket, because we need to save these text files into a cloud folder. So like a physical folder in our machine. So we need to have one folder, and that folder should be somewhere in the cloud, so that we can place the file into the cloud, so that we use a pipeline to read the data and load it into a database. So we need to have one cloud storage account called Azure Blob Storage. And finally, we have an SQL database, so that we can directly save the data into a database. So we need these three components of Azure. Okay, now go back to the Azure account. This is already created. You can see here I got Azure subscription here, and I got Azure Data Factory here, which is help to create a pipeline. And we have this employee data blob storage, and we have some employee database SQL server. So we have SQL server, which is our destination. We got data factory, which is the actual pipeline, which will help, which will go in a minute, and employee data blob storage, where we can put our file, and I need to have a subscription because all this should link to a subscription. Okay, so this is the main things to have, and to create that account is very simple, guys, but I have this document which I will send it to you if you guys contact our team at the end of this. So if you contact us, or if you contact us, or if you just go to the website and fill a form, we will send you this information about creating the account. So when you want to do exactly same thing in your home, if you don't know how to create an free Azure account, there's some links that I will created. You can go there and the links will have the information. But it's just account creation. It hardly takes 10-15 minutes. Okay. Now, the first thing is, because we need to have the data. First of all, we need to create two things. First of all, we need to create a simple employee text file, and we need to create a table. So the text file, I think you might have seen, it's already created. I just keep it ready. It's a very simple file. That is my first step. Second step is, because I created this SQL account, I need to create a table, and the table should have first name and last name, which is the columns which is equal to my data. So here I got first name, last name. Here also I should have first name, last name. Okay, it's not like exactly you need to have it, because you can see here we can have case sensitivity and stuff, but don't worry, we can map it. So what I will show you right now is in my Azure. If you see the employee database, and if you go here, guys, if you are not able to understand, please contact our team. We will try to help you maybe on the basics. Okay, so if you are not able to understand something, feel free to contact us. Okay, now let me go back into my because I created a SQL storage. I want to see if I have the tables. Go to the table. I have this data called dbo.employee. So this table is ready. So I have a table. And what is there in the table? If the table is not created, guys, it's very simple. Just how to create this simple SQL. You need to copy paste and create this table. Now it won't be created because it's already there. Okay, I already got excuse saying that the name is already there. That's fine. If you want, I can create one more table, guys. It's not a big thing. Run it, and you can see here. If you just refresh, you should be able to see okay, so if you just refresh this, is there any refresh button here? Can you see a refresh button here, guys? Anyone? Can you see a refresh button somewhere here? Anyone?
Yes, after server admin.
Server.
Database server admin.
Oh yeah, also. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So here, now we got one more table created called employee one, okay, which I don't use it anyway. But I'm telling, if it is not, if you're coming the first time, just run this command, and this command is here. It is a simple command to create a database. So now we have source and destination created. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. You don't need this one. So first of all, you need to have one data factory. Okay, so the next step is creating a data factory. So there are some steps. It's very easy. So I'm just creating like basic data factory. There's some information here, guys. So it is just an example. You go back into your Microsoft this one, and then go data factory. Azure data factories, and then you can actually create a new data factory if you want. Okay, but I don't want to do it here. You can see here there is some information here. So you can go to this wizard, but I don't want to go in that detail. So I'm just using the existing one. Okay, so there is some basic configuration you need to do it, and then you should be able to create a Azure Data Factory. This is just creating one service. So that the information is here, guys. I will send you this documentation. But the main important thing, very, very important. Now we can go from Azure Cloud into Azure Data Factory Studios. So we can go from here. Once you create a data factory, go into Studio. Studio is the place where you can actually create the data factory. In the factory, you have a lot of things like data bricks, data storage, and we have transformer. We have a lot of things that you can do. I don't want to go and do a lot of things, but at this moment, I will just say that you need to go and create an orchestrate. So orchestrate is nothing but a component which helps to do the pipeline. So orchestration is what you need to. They have other things like transformation of data. Right now, don't go into it. Just go and create orchestrate. And what is the orchestration means? Orchestration means it's a continuous flow of data. Means whenever there is a data which is saved in the blob storage or any storage, because it keeps monitoring your system continuously. So it's an orchestration, means it is a continuous process. Okay, so what I'm orchestrating here, I'm orchestrating the data from a source and destination. So whenever there is a new data coming into the source, it will orchestrate. So it will create. So that's the reason why there is a service called orchestration. When you click on the orchestration, you will get all these options. Okay, so now what is that you are actually creating? So what is that you created? There is a small job that I created here, and that job is nothing but orchestrating between two important sources. One is here, you can see here, I created one orchestration name called copy from blob to storage. And this is the very, very, very important point. From here, this is the place where we can do two important things, three important things. Listen carefully, guys. Just listen carefully. This is like a crux of the whole class. So here, the source is the source that we want to select. And the source can be anything. Okay, right now you can see here, we got millions of options there which we can select as a source. Okay, that's the reason why in the class before I said that the source can be anything. You can have multiple different types of data coming from different types of databases. It can be HBase, it can be SQL, it can be Oracle, doesn't matter. Azure is so capable at that you can connect anything. Example, you can connect to databases like DB2, Google Ads, Informatica, Informax, Oracle, SAP. You can read the data anywhere. And similarly, as I said previously, you can read the data from Amazon AWS S3 bucket or Google Cloud or file system, which is your physical file system in a computer, or you can just say that you want from a Azure blob storage. Okay, so you can tell anything. So you can show it's nice. So you can see here, Azure is very good. You can select the Azure blob storage. So if you select Azure blob storage, this is what I said previously is the file container which got the file system. So you can see here in the blob storage, it is asking because it knows that it's a cloud system. It's asking what is your data? Is it a binary data? Is can be a delimited text, or is it a JSON file? Or as I said previously, JSON file is a NoSQL data, which is very famous nowadays. You can select that, or you can say it's an XML files or any of the different files. So in this case, you can select a delimited text. I'm not saving these guys because I already have linked it, and you can see here This is the one that I created previously. You can select the blob storage, and then it will ask for the container. So it will ask for the folder structure, where is that specific file is. And you can see here, I created a small folder structure, which is ADB tutorial. And this here, I can see here, literally, this is the place where I can select that I got the employee.txt. So this employee.txt is the file which actually is being uploaded into the blob storage. So that's reason I can simply select this as my source. So simply your source is your employee.txt, which you can select here, which is nothing but your blob storage. Okay, so that blob storage is nothing but we already created it. If you want, you can create it on the fly, but it's already created. So because my prerequisite of this particular data operation is blob storage, I got the blob storage somewhere here. You can see here storage account, it's already created. That's why I can simply select. Okay, so here I can say that that is my source. The first thing is you need to select where is the source. Second thing, the sink means where it should actually sink. That's where the water should go. It should go into a sink. And where is the sink? It can be again and blob storage. You can simply say that I want from employee.txt to employee.txt. You can still say that your destination is also a blob storage. Okay, but in our scenario at this workshop, what is the source? Sorry, what is the destination, guys? Our source is txt file. What is the destination?
Database.
Okay, got only two answers. What is the destination? Remaining guys, can you tell? What is the destination? Okay, it is what is the destination, guys? Remaining guys, please, can you please tell? The source is a txt file. What is the destination?
Database.
Very good. It's a database. Anybody else? Anyone hearing me? I only got 3 answers. Five seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. So now, yes, as you said, the destination is SQL data table. So this SQL data table is also there. So example, you can see here, if you talk about database and ours is SQL server, continue, and you should be able to see your, Azure. It is not SQL. Sorry, guys, it's not SQL. Azure SQL, because I'm in Azure. So let's see. Azure database for SQL. I think this is the one. Yeah. Let's see if that's the one, because I already created. So no, not this one. Where is the Azure SQL database? I think this is what I did, right? Continue. Yes. See here, I can see my Azure SQL database. That is my destination. It's not Azure other database. It's SQL database. This is what I created in my previous here. So here you can see here, now after pass of the service, I created my database. So this is my database, which is nothing but Azure SQL database. I selected wrongly previously. Now I'm fine. So you can see here, it's a Azure SQL database. So it should be like, it will automatically show the destination. So what we are trying to do? We are trying to insert the data. Are we upsetting it? No, we are inserting the data. So we are saying that whenever you got a data, please insert. So we are mentioning that insert. It's very nice, very super script, guys. For this to happen, writing the code, it will be a lot of problem, but it is very simple here. Finally, guys, please here, mapping. So how the mapping will look? Okay, so if you want to map it, if you want to say that column to column, you can map it here. Okay, so because it is, if you want to map, as example, it's a SQL database to SQL. You can edit the column, you can map it. You can see here, I can map it this to this. Okay, so I can map from destination. This is my, because it's a database, I can select from here. But at this point, the text file is straightforward because we already said that employee.txt will have the column names, which is already predefined. So that's the reason why I don't need to worry too much about the mapping here, because it is already you can see here, because it's already there. So it should be able to easily do the importing. Okay, where am I? I'm just clear it. Yeah. Okay. So mapping is not required because we already said that, because the source is text file. We already said that it is all direct and file, and it will automatically link by itself. Okay. Now what else? See here, map a data integration unit auto, degree of copy, parallelism auto do it, and then what else? That's it, guys. So we have a source, we have destination, we have mapping. Here we don't need any mapping. There's some settings if you want. That's it. Okay, so here we said that this is the source and destination. If you want, you can create one more. Okay, this is after coming into SQL. If you want to create one more level of one more pipeline, you can create 100 pipelines. Okay, so example, if you want to do one more data, if you want to do something else, you can create something like this. Okay, so you can do data explorer if you want. You can just drag it. Okay, so there are a lot of things that you can do. It can be a Databricks. Databricks is like, if you want to create AI, can use a Python, and Python will convert some AI, and then the AI outcome will be presented out here. So like this. Oops. Delete it. Oops. So you can create any kind of transformation. Okay, but at this point we're just copying the data. That's it, guys. Okay, so now our source and destination is finished. We have the data and we have configured everything. You create data factory, you have everything is done. While you are seeing, guys, everything is done. Now what we need to do? We just need to test it. Okay, so how to test it is just run the pipeline, and you should see that pipeline should be successful. So how to run the pipeline? The two ways. First thing is you can validate it. It is just a validation, and you can debug it. Debug is nothing but, if you run this, it actually runs the pipeline and it will give the outcome. So right now, see here, guys, the actual work is being queued because we are using a free tier. It don't give us much priority. It will be queued. So the data from that employee.txt is now going into a SQL database. Okay, and we can do an SQL query in a minute, and we can get the outcome. So now see here that the transformation is happening, and here you go, the data is success. So if you want to see what happened, this is the very important file, guys. See here, because this gives the whole outcome of the whole pipeline. So the data is from blob storage. It have 5 rows. It read, and it had written the 5 rows. So that source is 5 and destination is 5. Example, there is some corrupted data. It will show that maybe one row less here. It will show some errors. But right now we are so good that there's no errors, and the transfer is happened, and it had taken around 11 seconds to complete a transformation. Okay, so now we have successfully completed one pipeline creation and executed the pipeline and tested it, debugged it, and if you want, I can run it again. Within 1 hour, even less than 1 hour, we are able to do a wonders in Azure data engineering. Okay, so if you want, you can just refresh this. or if you want to run again, you can run it. Okay, see, if you want to add a trigger, you can schedule it for tomorrow or day after tomorrow also, it will happen. Now see here, I triggered it, and again the same thing happened, it's a queued, and because of the bit of resources, it will take some time, but it will complete it. Okay, so like that, now the scheduler, we can actually schedule this for every morning. For example, you are in British Gas, you can say that every day night, 12 o'clock, read the data from this place to that place, and you can accumulate the data over the period of time. Okay, and they see the same thing. You'll see here, but the now it taken 12 seconds, it's 11 seconds. Okay, but it is same. And if you want to see the actual outcome of it, go to this database, and sorry guys, where am I? Yeah, sorry, yeah. Go to this database and query the query editor. Just need to log in. Sorry. Yeah, go here and you should be able to trigger your database. So what is the command? Select start from EMP. Okay, not EMP1, EMP, and see what happens. Sorry guys. Okay, run it. So here I can see here lot of data. Okay, so here I had lot of data because I added is keeping on adding the data. So why you can see here student of 30, student 31, because I think if you go back to our Azure employee.txt file, you'll actually see the your storage explorer. If you go to that specific employee.txt, in that txt file, you'll have that specific data. That's it. Okay, because we haven't uploaded that one which we got it here on local. It's already there. Okay, so somewhere here it is there. Okay, where is the storage browser? Did it open? No. 1 second, guys. Somewhere here, storage browser, blob container. See here, ADF tutorial. This employee.txt. If you read that employee.txt, download it. Employee1.txt. See here, my data is student 30. This is the data which is there. Okay, so it proves that it is going from here to there. Okay, like that, it went the data from here and it is sitting in the database, and our transformation is perfectly finished. So that is how we created a small Azure data pipeline within 1 hour, guys. Okay, we haven't taken much time. I will be finishing in a couple of minutes, but that's it. So within 1 hour, we created data factory, we created a pipeline, we test the pipeline, we triggered the pipeline manually. If you want, we can schedule it, and we monitored the pipeline also, how many seconds it had taken. So within 1 hour, we learned to create one pipeline, which you can actually use it in any big company as well. Okay, so that is the power of you learning this kind of courses and this kind of workshops, or if you actually join us like this, we will teach you a lot of things. But I don't want to do any sales here, guys. I'm telling, if you guys spend your time like this few hours, you should be able to learn a lot of things. I'm just shown one part of data engineering. We can do Power BI, we can do a bit of Python programming, we can do a bit of SQL. All this can happen within few hours. Okay, so the only thing is you people need to concentrate on joining, joining us and be part of us. But this is something which we want to give free for you. There'll be more workshops coming up, but you can see here within 1 hour, you are able to create a small pipeline and able to successful. And you can show this to interviewers or anybody if you want to go and if you have an exam, or if you have an interview, you can show this to any of your interviewer and say this I created yourself on your laptop. They'll be like super impressed. Oh, you did it yourself. Okay, and there's no coding required, nothing we have done. Okay, so that is how we created a data factory using Azure Data Pipeline, which is part of our IT Talent Hub free workshop. Hope you enjoyed the session.